Gamers, so if you know, I've been getting a lot of comments on my TikToks recently asking me, how do I have bubble wrap builds? What are my settings? What are my graphics settings? All this, that, and the other. So today in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys. Now, a lot of people have been saying I'm using this thing called Galaxy Swapper, and I do know what that is, but the way that I have bubble wrap builds is not through Galaxy Swapper. It's actually through the Epic Games launcher. But the first thing we are going to do, I'm going to show you my graphics settings in Fortnite, and then we'll move on to the Windows settings. Console players, you can copy almost everything that I am using for my graphics settings on Fortnite, but not on the Windows, obviously. Alright, so there's a common misconception and a battle in my TikTok comments right now that I'm using 500 FPS. Boys, my PC only runs 160. I don't have the best PC in the world, and it's not much more FPS than you PS5, Xbox Series X players, but obviously there's a lot less delay, so I do see where you're coming from. But the first thing we're gonna do in the Epic Game settings is turn off VSync. Nobody needs VSync. That just hitches your FPS horribly. It makes it way worse, and it'll actually start causing pixel lag on your computer if you run VSync, from my understanding. So frame rate, we're going to 160. Rendering, obviously performance mode, and I don't even have DirectX installed, so that's not an option. It's only DX11 or performance. You're gonna want to run performance mode. For brightness, we have it at 100%. User interface stays the same. Colorblind, we're on Protanope 8. 3D res is 100%. This nanite virtualized geometry thing, I have no clue what this even does, but turn it off. You don't need it. View distance, mine's set at far. Now, I know a lot of you guys who use mobile builds have everything on low, and that is the best delay thing possible, to have every single setting on low. But for bubble wrap builds, these are the exact settings you need to have. Mesh is high, textures medium, view distance far. I have my show FPS on and my report performance stats disabled, because that'll actually mess up your game too. And then for my HUD, I have my damage numbers at 125, and I have it to list. Cumulative will count up the numbers for you, and 99% of the time that's already turned on automatically. My HUD scale is at 80%, and my spectator count is off, and then everything else is the same. Let's move on into the Windows settings. Alright, so now you're going to want to make your way to the Epic Game Launcher. Go to your library and scroll down to Fortnite. Click options. So you want to uninstall anything you're not using, like pre-download streamed assets, and then if you don't speak any of these languages, you don't need them. For bubble wraps, you want to have Battle Royale and high-res textures. We're going to install this because at the moment we have mobile builds, so install high-res textures. Alright, so now we're in creative, and as you can see, I have mobile builds at the moment. And that's not what we want. So what we're gonna do is go back to the lobby. Now that we're back in the lobby, we're going to go back to our settings. Scroll down to our graphics quality. Turn our view distance on to far. Our meshes to high. You don't really need the textures on medium, and I'm gonna show you why. We'll load back in, and if you did all the steps correctly and followed exactly what I was doing, then you should have bubble wrap builds. Alright guys, now you see we have the bubble wrap builds that everyone wants. You switch to brick and place a floor. It should look like this. Same with metal, it should look like this. And yeah, now you guys have bubble wrap builds if you did it right. Personally, I feel like these still look a little too mobile-y for me. So what I like to do is go into my settings and turn all my textures to medium. That also just makes everything, including your skin, look a lot cleaner. And these are a lot easier to see through, as you guys can tell. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you like, comment, and sub. I would really appreciate it. And follow my TikTok. We're almost at 500. We are at about 450 right now. Hopefully we hit 500 tonight. That would be insane. I would love to hit 1,000 so I could start streaming for you guys. Anyways, I've been Sona. You guys have been the viewers. Peace.